to hoop.
Is that why you wanted to be the best? Because like, what was the reason? Why did you want to be the best?
Somebody got to be the best,
To
right?
conquer it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like why not me? I feel like I just told somebody that today. I feel like if you don't feel that way, you probably shouldn't be hooping, especially not at my stage. Because if you don't feel like you're the best on the court, you probably gonna get messed up.
Sharp and Sharper, the podcast that will elevate your life. We are back with another episode of Sharp and Sharper. We have an incredible guest with us today. You know who he is. That's why you're watching. His name is Frank Staine. My bro, my homie, my friend.
My dog.
Ball player right now in LA. He's playing at the Drew League every weekend this summer. So check him out, man. He's doing big things. How you feeling, Frank?
Good, man. Thanks for having me. It's good to see you. Good to be in your presence, man.
Yeah, man, it's good to be here. So the last time I saw you was at USC. You're playing against
Yeah.
USC, and you were at Utah Tech at that time. And even before that, I think it was probably because we know each other through middle school.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know if
crazy,
I saw you
bro.
before that.
No, I don't think
Since
so,
eighth
bro.
grade, huh?
That's crazy, bro. To
That's
think
like what, 6 years?
It's crazy to think about, bro. And
Yeah.
like what's even crazier to me is that you've been balling since then. And actually before then.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've been balling for a long time, and you're still doing it. You still got the juice and everything, like that. Like it's crazy, bro. It's been a long time coming.
Yes, sir. A lot of hard work, man.
Yeah. So tell me, like, what was like the first experience that you had playing ball? Because of course, like you grew up in LA,
Yeah.
in Inglewood.
Mm-hmm.
So like that is a historic place in and of itself. What was that like growing up?
Man, Inglewood was cool, man. Shout out all my boys in the wood. We used to walk to Rogers Park a lot
Mm.
and go hoop out there. But my first ever basketball experience was at Rancho Park, by Dorsey. That's LA
Oh
stamp
yeah,
right there. Yeah.
yeah.
You know you can't just go over there. So I just been in a real LA basketball mindset my whole life. So it's always been love and it's always been a lot of competitiveness that I really liked.
So what was the first time that you really was like, I kind of like this basketball thing. Like I don't really know how to work it, but I'm starting to like it. Like I was exposed to it in this way. Like how did that happen? Who like introduced you to
Mhm.
basketball?
So my grandma, R.I.P. Grandma Staine, she used to babysit me, especially during the summertime, like when my mom
Mm-hmm.
had work and stuff. And she used to watch the Lakers, huge Lakers fan,
Yeah.
a lot of purple and gold. And I was back then I was into skating, so I was a real like Tony
Mhm.
Hawk type of dude, Vans and all that.
Oh, you were a
Yeah, I
skater.
used to be
Frank
a
was a
skater. Yeah,
skater. Oh, I
if
didn't know
you
that.
from LA and you was never a skater, like I don't know. If you're from the inner
you're,
city, if you
you're
never
not you're
had
not really from LA,
yeah,
man.
like
You're
if you
not.
never had Vans, and I don't know, I don't really trust you that much. But um, put the skateboard down, and my grandma told me to watch Kobe one day. She was like, "Purple team is the Lakers, and watch number 8. Like he's the guy." And I think I seen him score a three or something at the buzzer, and I saw like the whole stadium, Staples Center, stand up, and I was like, "Oh, like they do that every time he does that." And
Yeah.
basically, I kind of wanted that love, so that's a big reason why I embrace the crowd now. I seen Kobe do it for the first time when I was watching basketball for the first time. So, grandma introduced me to Kobe. Then I went to the park, and it was up from there.
Thank God for grandma,
Nah,
cause
for
she
real,
did. That was a big solid. She just did right there,
legendary.
bro.
Like you don't even know.
Yeah. So that goes to say, like, so when that happened, did you start dribbling the ball like every day now, and
Yeah.
like you
So
started asking
at
like, can
that
I get
point,
a jersey?
at
And
that point I was into like all athletics. At that point, I had every ball. You know what I mean? I just pick one during the day. But my mom told me when I was young, like 2, 3 years old, I always had a basketball, and if you try to take my basketball, I start crying. So I've always had a ball around the house. But once I seen Kobe, that's when I went outside and started trying moves. Like I used to drop the ball behind my back and spin and like make it look like a behind the
dang,
back.
right.
And I used to show my mom like, look, the Kobe did this the other day. Like I'm working on it. So
Everybody had
yeah.
that one Kobe move.
Oh yeah, you got if you don't
Mine
know,
was a step back. I used to
yeah,
try to do that
if
step
you ain't got a
back.
Kobe move in your bag,
It wasn't that clean, but hey, I tried it. I used to step back,
hey,
man. I was
use it on the trash can at school.
man. I'm
That's
telling you,
love
bro. That was it. That was it.
for
So,
sure.
in what other ways, like what about Kobe that really invigorated you, that made you so like inspired by basketball?
His passion, bro. Just like everybody says, like the Kobe mentality. He hated
Mhm.
losing. I hate losing. Like
Do you
even,
do you feel like you embody that today?
I mean, I wouldn't go as far as saying I have a Mamba mentality because let's be for real, Kobe was low key insane. Like
Hmm.
he had a real obsession for the game. I love the game, and obviously I have a great passion for it. But I would never disrespect the legend and say I have Mamba mentality. You know, I feel like
Right.
that
Yeah.
word is getting tossed out. It's kind of loose, you know what I mean? And everybody's taking a picture with the head on land on the ball and stuff. I'm like, man, like leave Kobe for that. Like
Right. Yeah.
let him
I
do
see what you're
that.
saying.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So, but I definitely take a lot of his passion and the way he embraced LA. That was like really cool to me. Like doing this every time, like that
Hmm.
was really cool to me. It helped me fall in love with the West Coast and just kind of helped me find myself. Like if Kobe could do it, why not me? I'm from here. Like why not me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro, because you think about it. So you were 4 years old when your grandma introduced you to basketball, really in that way.
Yeah.
You start playing basketball like on a team at like when? When were you starting to play
I
basketball?
was at Rancho at 5. So it
Wow.
only took a year.
Okay. Is this like
This was literally it was like Kobe, basketball, dad give me a basketball court.
yeah.
The backyard's not big enough. Let's go to the gym. Okay, now I'm on a team. And after that it was up.
Yeah. So is this like every day after school, like or on the weekends? And how did that
It was like 2 3 days a week. I would go to practice, and then on
yeah.
the weekends we'll play. Like you know how they bring the little smaller courts out and
Right.
all that. So I did that for like a summer, and then I ended up going to View Park Prep Elementary,
Right.
and
Yeah.
that's where I met all my first Hooper homies. Shout out Kendall Collins, shout out Dylan Chisholm, Anthony Johnson, all my boys. We used to just hoop, and they taught me about everything because they had dads that hoop, but my dad didn't really play.
Right.
So like I remember my first day at elementary school. They like team captains, like we got to pick two team captains. I'm like, I'll be the third one. They like, no, there's only two. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Teaching me different types of rules. But yeah, once I got to View Park, we started playing at every park around LA, Westchester, Baldwin Hills,
Hmm.
Rancho, and my boy Kendall's dad, shout out Anthony Collins, started a younger group for ICANN All Stars in the
Oh,
AAU
okay.
circuit. So that's when I really started playing. My first AAU game was at Cerritos College with ICANN
Really?
in
Okay.
like in first or second grade, I
Yeah.
think, and that's when it really started
And
popping.
just like every week and every like you just
Then every
consistently
weekend we used to hop in the homie. His dad had an Escalade. Used to take.
yeah.
It used to be five of us in there
You
every
felt
week.
fly. You were like,
Like
oh yeah.
bro, we used to go to El Pollo Loco, get a leg and a
Bro,
thigh.
if you don't know about El Pollo Loco and you in
I
LA,
was just telling
I
my
used
boys.
to
I
love,
was just
man, I
telling my
used to be
boy
up in
Zion.
that.
Z, I told you, dog. El Pollo Loco.
That's
If you're not tapped into El Pollo Loco,
bro, that was a
I'm not
snack.
gonna lie. This whole interview, I'm pulling LA cards.
It's ridiculous,
But
bro.
yeah, we used to go get a leg and a thigh and some mac and cheese and slide right to the
Bruh.
tournament every
If
weekend.
you did not get that tortilla roll with that little sauce,
Oh
bro,
yeah,
dip,
with the greenhouse. Oh, the
see,
house dressing.
and bro, and El Pollo Loco really used to be good when they had that like cheese. You said like that cheese
That
sauce.
queso, yeah, that you
That,
dip with
but
the
now they have
oh
I think cream and cilantro, which is still cool.
man.
But the cheese, bro, that was.
Hey, I'm from the trench, bro. You'll never turn me away from El Pollo Loco. You'll never turn me away from Roscoe's.
Please
It's just
sponsor us because this is a lot of free. Let me move on.
yeah,
Cause
man. Hold on, El Pollo. I
yeah.
ain't get paid for that, but it's all
Right,
right.
right.
Yeah.
So let's move now to like to Power Revere.
Mhm.
It's crazy because I didn't get to Power Revere until I was in seventh grade. People really don't like think that. I used to go to a different school called
Where's you at first?
Mark Twain Middle
Okay,
School,
yeah, yeah,
and I only went there because my sister went there. Mom thought it was cool, like
yeah.
stuff like that. But then she switched me over to Power Revere. Thank God. In seventh
Mm-hmm.
grade, we meet, and then like from there, bro, like
Legendary.
you were playing ball like on the team, the varsity team.
Yeah.
Said you were sixth grade, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
how did that happen? Like what did that do for you at that time?
Man, I don't know. I feel like Paul Revere is huge, bro. So
Yeah.
that was like high school, but like I don't know the first part of it. You know, it's kind of like an intro to high school. So there's 3,000 kids, and you know what I'm saying I'm one of the top 10 players in the whole school. That really like big my chest up a lot. So I think from there is where I started to get my passion for being the best.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you start like elementary school. It's like, oh, everybody's having fun and da-da-da.
Right.
Middle school, you get there and it's like, hey, you really might not make the team.
Yeah.
Like not everybody's gonna play. So once I started realizing that and seeing how much recognition I got from it, because I used to hoop.
Is that why you wanted to be the best? Because like, what was the reason? Why did you want to be the best?
Man, I don't know, like on some alpha male cocky stuff, like just because why not? Like
Mm-hmm.
somebody got to be the best,
To
right?
conquer it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like why not me? I feel like I just told somebody that today. I feel like if you don't feel that way, you probably shouldn't be hooping, especially not at my stage. Because if you don't feel like you're the best on the court, you probably gonna get messed up. So for me, it was always like I
Mm-hmm.
like walking around Paul Revere and seeing a random person right there. He knows I'm the best basketball player at the school. Like that was always
Yeah.
cool to me.
Yeah.
That's always been something to me. Like not on some just trying to boast my name, but just on some like recognition. I've always liked
Right.
recognition. You know what I mean? Just a head nod. All I need is a head nod.
Wanted to be known. Wanted
Like
people to know who you are.
just understand that
That this
when
was your
yeah,
territory. That
like
I run this.
it's
And okay.
cool. Like y'all could have all the clothes and all the drip and all that, but when we get on the court, like
You know
what's
who runs
going
it.
on.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was always me.
I feel that, bro. It's crazy because Power Revere, like for some context, Power Revere is located in Brentwood. It's a middle
Mm-hmm.
school. It's in a majority white, very wealthy area,
Mm-hmm.
and the school is like it's kind of weird, like in a way, because like if you think about it, like there's a lot of like performing arts aspects
It's a
of the
lot going, bro.
school. Like it's a lot
It
going on
it was
there.
High School Musical, dog, for
It,
real.
it was a
You
lot
have a
going
whole
on.
band. There's like
Definitely high school. Yeah,
there's what 400 kids in the band or something like that,
it didn't make any sense.
and
I mean, it was cool though. I'm
it
not.
was like you either playing a band or do like Shakespeare or something like that.
Hmm.
There was so many different types of arts that you could do over there. That's what
Right.
made our school dope.
I mean,
Like I got a homie that played the trumpet, and then we got Rob Peters doing the
oh
announcements. And
god,
you know what I mean? It's just
yeah.
like every day it was unpredictable. You don't know what's going on.
It's crazy, bro. Like, cause that school, like, it produced a lot of like great people. I gotta
Talent,
say,
yeah,
like, a lot of talent. Like you mentioned, like I was on announcements and doing like, I don't know
yeah,
how I ended up on there doing that, and then you playing ball, bro. Like, I remember going to some of those games, bro. Like, it was definitely like a crazy time. Like a lot,
bro.
definitely
Like
like a lot happened.
we used to have everybody stay late after school, come watch the game.
Yeah, bro,
They used to
definitely.
when I was playing, they used to do an extra bus to take people home
Yeah, yeah,
after the game,
right.
and that was like unheard of, especially at LAUSD. Like you leaving a bus in Santa Monica until 7 p.m. to take some kids home. Like
Right.
whatever, we about to win the championship. Come on.
And let's not forget how you used to walk around campus with your little shoes on your backpack, bro. We,
See,
we still remember that.
people
Like,
don't know. I've been hooping, so we used to have to carry books, them big
hmm
old textbooks.
right.
So like
Oh,
I never
yeah.
had space for my
That's
shoes.
crazy, bro. Like, today's age, people got iPads
Dog,
and stuff.
everybody has an
We
iPad
had
now.
a thick, I
We
remember
went to
that,
school
bro.
with textbooks. We had orientation the week
Yes,
before,
bro. And we had, like,
and
yeah,
everybody got to
three,
go
four
collect
books.
3, 4 big textbooks.
Yeah.
And when you get to class the next week, you better have covers for them.
Oh, my gosh.
And
That's
they was
crazy, bro.
big, dog. So I'm taking 2 of those home every night,
Mm-hmm.
like for math and one for English or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I never had space for my shoes. So I used to tie like the right shoelace and the left shoelace of one of each of them, and I'll tuck them on the side of my bag and have them flopping out the side of the bag.
Bro.
And I got my shoes for whatever. We could hoop in the morning. We could hoop at break. We could hoop at
He was
lunch.
ready. Frank was ready for
I
you.
wasn't turning down no fades because as the number one, that everybody trying to get at you like, oh, well, you can't beat him. You can't beat. Why? Why? My shoes are right here. Like, what y'all trying
Right.
to do?
I feel like that's part of the reason why you're so successful today, because you believe in yourself. A lot of people don't believe in themselves. Like they
Man,
have like they view themselves as less than what they are. And when you do that, you accept less than what you deserve. And
real,
that's dangerous, bro. That's
for real. Shout
dangerous.
out to my moms though, because when I was young and I was coming up in the hoop scene, I used to doubt myself a lot.
Hmm.
Like, if I had a bad game, I might not shoot it next game, or I might cry and tell her I suck. And
Right.
one day in the car, she was like, "Look, like I spend a lot of money on you to play basketball. Like, if you don't believe in yourself, we can stop right now."
Hmm.
And when she said that, I was like, "All right." After that, No complaints out of me, dog.
Right.
Just straight work. And I like being thrown in the fire. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like everybody was skeptical about me playing in the Drew this year. Everybody's like, "Oh man, you're not going back to the real run. You're going to the Drew League. Like, are you gonna play?" And da-da-da. But now everybody trying to pull up at 130.
I mean, see that's how it go, bro. Because people treat you differently when you're
Yeah,
successful.
for
Like,
sure.
and you have to be cognizant. You got to be aware of the people who are there when you're up,
Always.
rather than the people who are there when you're up and you're down and you're in between. Like that's you need the people that are there at all times.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
that's especially someone in your position. That's a great. Anyway, let me get back on schedule.
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
so back to Parvir. From Parvir, it was crazy, bro, because you didn't like usually students and people who go to Parvir, bro, you end up going to Pali because
Palisades.
that's
Yeah.
the feeder school. And
I
I
got a
actually,
story for that one
bro,
too.
and actually, I was like, I wonder what happened to Frank, bro. Like when you did,
Yeah.
because I went to Pali, in the Pacific Palisades, and I
Yeah,
was wondering
man.
like what happened. Like you didn't transfer through back, you know?
Man,
What
that was
what
a
was up with
crazy
that?
time. So shout out my boy Juice, shout out my boy Biggie, shout out everybody at St. Anthony. But so after I left ICANN in elementary school,
Mm-hmm.
in middle school, we started a team called Liftoff, independent. Like we not sponsored by nobody. We just out of Long Beach and we hoop. So
Yeah.
yeah, like we hoop. We my homie dad, shout out Nacho. He used to make the uniforms, and everybody go to Ross and get some shoes,
Mm-hmm.
and we all about to be fly.
Right.
And after middle school, graduating, everybody like, where you about to, like, you going to Pali, right? Everybody going. At first, I had already got accepted to Pali. I literally was already about to get my classes. And then shout out Coach Cav. He kind of saw the potential in the big three that I had. Like I'm sure you've seen him on my Instagram. I always call him the
Right.
big three. And we were all the same age and we knew we were gonna have 4 years together and we knew we could build something. So they convinced me that like Frank, bro, like just come to Long Beach. Cause I was already going there for practice every Friday
Mm-hmm.
for AAU practice. I'm like, bro, like that's far. At
Yeah.
this point, I'm still in Inglewood. So I gotta hit all type of freeways to get over
Right,
there.
bro. It's crazy.
So I was kind of like, man, like, I don't know. Then I had a meeting with Coach Cav at Roscoe's in Inglewood, and that kind of put some warm arms over my shoulder on some, like, you have somebody there with you all the time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know the Palisades coaches like that, and I knew I was gonna be a minority and all that. And honestly, I knew I might have had too much fun, like at Pally. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was far from the crib and a lot of people, a lot of resources. I kind of wanted to be in some structure, and
So you can lock in.
lock
Yeah.
in. You feel me? Like I didn't even have no hooper homies that were going to Pally, so I would have made all new friends. But in basketball, usually in high school, you play with the dudes that you've been playing with. So like every high
Oh.
school, it's like, okay, like Westchester got the dudes from West Coast Elite and da 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 got the dudes from.
Okay. So
So
it
it's like
transfers over.
it
Okay.
transfers over. Like Bishop Montgomery had all the dudes from Newport Lightning and all this
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like we seen them before. We seen them before. So we got to stay with your clique. So man, I moved to Long Beach and it was over from there. Shout out St. Anthony, man. Go Saints.
Yeah, bro. So what was the experience at St. Anthony and being on the team and everything? Like
Man, St. Anthony,
what was that journey like for
St.
you?
Anthony was lit, bro. Playing for Coach Cav, he's insane, dog. Like
Mm-hmm.
just gonna put you through the worst stuff ever, just to see if you a man, just to see if you'll quit. And I feel like all the stuff we went through with our coach kind of brought us together
Right.
because it's like if he made it through, like he's a real one. So we used to do this, like, hell month and all the training
Yeah.
camp stuff. So we used to have a month where the first 2 weeks we're running 5 miles every day at 6
Oh,
a.m.
that sounds like a track practice
Bro,
because that's what we
five
were
miles,
running.
dog,
Yeah.
5 miles, and we're starting at 6 a.m.
That is
And
that's
I
like
used to take the train.
oh, so you would be up like at
So
3.
nobody's understanding that, right? So I'm up at 4:30.
This is a different Frank, y'all. This is a different energy.
So
This
you feel me?
is
Like I've never really told this story crazy, but me and my bros are up at 4:30 getting on the train in South Central.
mm-hmm.
South Central Firestone Station. I used to take the blue line all the way down Fifth Street. And we still have to walk from there. It's still like half a mile to walk.
Yeah.
So I'm up at 4:30. Mom's just taking me to the train. I'm shaking up a protein shake. I'm on the
Let's
way.
go. Let's go.
Come on, I'm
Like
on the way to the train. I'm on the train drinking
that's
my gallon of water.
mm-hmm.
We walk to school, get in the locker room, put the running shoes on, Coach Cav outside with his phone on the timer, run half a mile to the beach, run 2.5 miles on the beach, literally watching the sun come up before
Mhm.
school,
Mhm.
come back, you sitting there tired. Now we got to go to school. And then if you're really good at basketball, like the big three was, we coming back after school to get some shots up.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that was just the first 2 weeks. And the next 2 weeks was on the court. So you can only imagine what was going
That's
on, dog.
crazy, bro. That's real dedication. I mean, but that's some of the things that build you, and it makes sense as to why you're so successful
Yeah,
now,
like
bro.
can't nothing stop me, bro.
Because your
Uh,
foundation was strong, bro. If you could overcome that and stick it out for 4 years, bro, that's a different energy. That you don't see. A lot of people just want to be there when the game starts. They don't want to be there at
Dog,
practice.
I've seen it, and I'm going from South Central to Long Beach.
That's a
So do you understand
totally
what's in between that?
the
That's like
distance.
8 different hoods,
Yeah.
bro. I'm hitting Compton. We gonna hit Delamo, Carson, and then all the hoods in Long Beach. So it's like
Hmm.
I've literally seen people die on the train. I've seen people do drugs on the train, and it's just like I got practice stuff.
Yeah. Got to get it
I
done.
got practice.
Got to keep it moving.
You
That's
feel
number
me?
one, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy. Okay, so you're at St. Anthony, senior year, and you're trying to figure out what school you're going to go to. You
Yeah,
end up going to Utah Tech.
yeah. It was called
How
Dixie
did
State at the time.
right Dixie State? Yeah, it was Dixie State at the time.
Yeah.
Then it now recently changed to Utah Tech.
Mhm.
How did that happen? How was that transition? Because you moved away from LA. I mean, this is your
Yeah,
home where you're born and raised, and now you're
yeah.
living in Utah.
Man, that was, I wouldn't say it was a shell shock. This is crazy. This is how you know my mom's a genius. She didn't make me go to Paul Revere, but she told me it was a good idea because she knew I was gonna be around a lot of white people. Like, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So she was like, if you want to play college basketball, like you got to get used to that. So when I got to Utah, this is not my first time being around a bunch of white people.
Right.
Like I understand that y'all might ask me some weird questions right now. Y'all are
You
just
had, yeah.
curious. You know what I mean? So, for a little while, it was kind of like a shell shock on some, like, how do you guys not know that type of deal?
Yeah.
But once I realized that they're literally Utah, shout out to all my people from Utah. You know it's all love. But y'all all know you're in a bubble. Like they're in a real life bubble. So you're coming from one of the most culturally rich places,
Mm-hmm.
and they're curious. Like my teammates are literally asking me like if I wear blue to your hood, like is it okay? You know what I mean? So I'm getting questions like those.
I wasn't even gonna ask you because I know it's gonna be crazy. Yeah,
Dog, I'm getting questions like those every day, and that's just my teammates. I walk outside, it's even
yeah.
crazier.
I could imagine it
It's even
being worse,
crazier.
bro.
So I feel like my transition was mostly being tolerant of ignorance. That
Yeah.
was the hardest part for me. That was the hardest part. Other than that, man, vibes, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Utah was vibes.
Yeah.
Straight up. Like beautiful sunsets, views, whatever you need, food. Stadium was packed every time.
Right.
Every time we had a big game, we had a lot of support. So I couldn't complain too much.
Mm-hmm. So, what was the team dynamic for you? And because I think you had like a real cool homie on the
Yeah,
team.
shout out I Pope, man. Everybody, if you know me, you know Isaiah Pope. That's my twin. We ended up having a house together, lived together for 3 years straight. But
Yeah.
when I first got there, my freshman year, he wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
So we were Division II, Dixie State, and I was one of four
Okay.
black people on the team,
Really?
and
And the team was how many people?
15, I think,
Okay.
15 to 17.
Yeah.
Um, and only me and the homie Jamar were full black. So
Yeah.
you
I
feel
could
me?
understand that. Yeah.
And the homie Dason, shout out Dason, he's from Utah. So it was just like, man, like,
Yeah.
so
Because
it
a
was
little different.
it was
Yeah.
very different. It was a lot of answering questions. It was a lot of what do you need a do-rag for right
Bro,
now?
oh, man.
Nah, my
Ah,
coach used to ask, he used to say, nigga,
your coach?
man,
All right,
I'm not
coach.
saying no names, but he used to be like, why do you have that Santa Claus hat on
Oh man.
in the airport? I'm like, oh man.
Man. Yeah.
It's all good. I'm trying to keep the braids fresh, coach. Like, you just don't really know nothing about this.
Yeah, but like it's crazy, bro, because I remember you and I talking. 'Cause we talked during that time too, and you were telling me how
Yeah.
you would cook meals for yourself and do like because you had to
Yeah.
keep the diet right. You
Mhm.
got to keep a good diet to be strong and all that, and have the energy to play
Yeah.
every game. And you were telling me about how you would go to different restaurants and the stares that you would get and the awkwardness.
Dog. I sent a tweet out about that and it went viral, like in Utah. Like I had people calling me like, you know we love you here, right? And did it.
What was it? What was the tweet?
I don't know, I gotta find it. It was like, I think it was right after George Floyd,
Mm-hmm.
and I had tweeted like, hey, stop hitting my phone because like if I tell you how I really feel, you know what I mean, it could change things.
Yeah, yeah.
And I ended up putting the tweet out and it was kind of like I said the percentage of how many black people are there. And I was like, every time I walk into a restaurant, me and my homies get stared at like we're animals, but y'all cheer for us on the court. That's what I said. But like y'all love us on the court. But
Right.
when I'm at Chipotle, you get a little weird.
Side eye
Yeah, you
and
get a little
you,
weird. But that
yeah,
was usually the people that didn't know who we were.
right.
Like if you ever been to a Utah Tech basketball game,
It wasn't
it
like
was
that.
love. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was love. But like the people that weren't really in tune with the school and
Mm-hmm.
just were in the community, we used to have to kind of like, hey, like you know, I'm on the team, right? Like,
Yikes.
like you don't
I
really,
hate I hate having
yeah,
like having to use credentials to
yeah,
almost
yeah. They didn't, bro. They didn't give Isaiah a check one time. He was trying to get his car. He
really.
was trying to buy a car. I'm exposing y'all. Wells Fargo in St. George, Utah. I don't know that girl's name, but he pulled up with some money. He had a check. Somebody sent him some money. He trying to get the money, and they're like, "Oh, we can't clear that. Like, we need a signature from the other party." But it's literally
Was
his.
it just a
No,
no?
it's his family that's sending him this bread. So it was just like,
Mm.
"Oh, we can't get the check. Like,
Yeah.
we know somebody that just got more from y'all yesterday." And it was some money, but it wasn't.
It wasn't like
You feel me?
like
It wasn't like
crazy
it
like
wasn't like that, bro. So when we seen that, his mom called him, and it was a whole little thing. But
yeah.
man, we
The
done been
things
through
we
it,
go through.
dog. Like we were in a store trying to find something for Halloween. Girl
Mm-hmm.
come up to us like, "What do you guys do to your hair?" We like use
We
water, and
should we should write a book on this.
we
Like
like
this
we like
could
we like put water in it. Like I don't. What
this
do
could be
you
a movie,
like?
bro.
How do you make it like that? And she literally grabbed Isaiah's hair.
Nah,
I'm not
bro.
lying. She's
That's
like,
that's
she's like,
what grabbing hair like I'm
dog, like
a
a dog,
pet.
like a dog.
Nah,
She
dog.
literally was petting him, like
That's crazy,
and
bro.
it's soft. It's actually soft. It's so
That's
spongy.
like disrespect.
And we
That's
was in shock. We were in
yeah.
shock. We were in shock. There were so many times I told my coach stuff, and they were just like, "I'm sorry, man.
Right, because if the shoe was on the other foot and you had, I mean, I don't know why
Let let
no
me
one would do, but
let
let
me
some,
pet her."
right, let you just walk up and be like, oh, like, how would that response be? How would that response be?
Dog,
It's a little, yeah, sticky though,
there was a lot
but
going on, brother,
yeah.
for
And I can
sure.
imagine because like you're away from home and it's just like you and you're in a new environment that I don't know if you've been to Utah before, but yeah, okay, never been to Utah,
I went on a visit, like
but never really lived there, didn't know
nah,
anybody,
nah.
and you're like a fish out of
One
water
one thing
almost.
that was crazy though, there was a lot of LA people out there.
Really?
Yeah, like on the football
Oh,
team and stuff. Shout out D Nash, shout out Dev, shout out Steve. But like I met a lot of people from LA
who
that
got
I
recruited?
that I
Yeah.
didn't even know before.
Mm-hmm.
So like I met some homies that was from like Crenshaw, Culver City. I'm
Yeah.
like, I've never seen you before, dog.
Right.
And we have 30 mutuals on Instagram and stuff like that. So
That's
we all,
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
we all had like a little group. It was
Mm-hmm.
probably a group of like 20 of us that were super cool throughout the whole 4 years I was there.
Right.
So that's what made it better. Like with
Because
the
you had your own family. You created a
we
family.
created a family. Like family, y'all know, shout out 27, but that's what really kept me there and kept me
Mm-hmm.
grounded. Was like, all right, I just had some weird stuff happen to me. Like y'all pull up, let's barbecue in the back.
Right.
Like I need to
Yeah.
change my vibes.
Let me decompress from the
Yeah,
day,
man.
relax a little bit, get in this
Mhm.
jacuzzi. Yeah.
Real, real.
So, okay. So you went from what was Dixie State at the time
Yeah.
to now being at Stephen F. Austin
Mhm.
University.
Yeah.
So so you graduated with your BA and then you went into grad school, right?
Yeah, but
Or
I
you
didn't get that master's.
okay, you didn't get that master. Okay.
Yeah, nah, I was out there to hoop,
I
man.
was, I'm like, I'm gonna have to catch up to Frank too, because I'm gonna go for that Masters too
Nah,
and
you
catch
got it,
up.
bro. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Once my mom said she was cool with it, I'm like, y'all can't tell me
Right,
anything,
right, right,
cause
right.
the deal was go to school for 4 years and get a
It's
degree.
just really all it is
I
just to make mama proud
Dog, I
and make
did
sure
that.
she get what she needs to get.
Dog, I did it. The degree is that's the first thing you see when you walk in
Yeah.
my house. Like
Mm-hmm.
you open the door on the wall, it's my degree. And like I'm super proud of that. And I was kind of told her like, I'm putting all my eggs in this basketball
Bro say
basket,
you
right?
got it.
Like, so I'm like, hey, like y'all, you don't care if I get a master's or not, right? And she's
Yeah.
like, nah, like you already got your bachelor's, so obviously if you can go do your thing, don't follow me. I'm a bad I'm a bad influence, but I went out there purely for hoops, bro, because
Yeah.
I've been playing since I was 5. Like I knew it was time to really lock in and
Okay.
invest.
Yeah, okay. So you were just doing it as a way, like you were just passing by time and you were still learning some stuff.
Yeah, no, I still had class and stuff, but it was just straight basketball. Like I
Right.
literally like when my homies went to class, I would go work out again.
Mm-hmm.
So like we
See,
would
that's crazy. Yeah.
yeah, so like we'd practice, then I'll go home, go to sleep for a little bit. I'll sleep for like 2 hours and then go to the gym again. Like
Yeah.
I was doing 2 a days, especially during the preseason. I was doing 2 a days for like 2 months straight.
Woo. I mean, but that's how you really
That's how you
fortify.
really get right,
Yeah,
bro.
that's how you
And
get right
yeah.
in your passion, bro. That's how you get better.
Nah, but yeah, shout out Stephen F. Austin, man. I've never been that locked in on basketball since I
Since
like
then
till I got there. I didn't know what it was to like really work, work.
was work, bro.
All they do is work at SFA. Go Jacks. But it was just kind of like the work ethic there just changed my whole mentality, and I think I came back to Cali with a little bit more of a chip on my shoulder.
Right, bro. Because like I was looking at some of your stats, like you average pretty good points there, bro.
Yeah, it was
And you
decent.
played, I think that season it was like 32 games. You played in 32 games, bro.
Or
Like
31 of them. I missed one game in college
okay, yeah, yeah.
in
So
5
you
years.
played mostly almost all of the games, bro. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy, bro. So they really did have you work. Like so, what did you learn from your time being there?
Man, I learned I'm a dog, bro. To be
Mm-hmm.
so real with you, like I threw myself in the fire again. Like I love doing that.
Right.
Everybody's like, "You sure you want to go to SFA, bro?" Like they don't have the same style as us. I'm a West Coast dude. I'm more of a
Right.
skillful type of guy, not really rugged. And I kind of wanted to prove to everybody like I could go somewhere else and do this. Like I
Mm-hmm.
don't got to be right here. I can succeed wherever.
Right.
And I went out there and competed with a lot of dudes like dudes. All my teammates and all the homies that played my position, they were all bigger, stronger, faster than me. And I had to really figure stuff
It
out.
made you work
And
harder.
that was my first time I couldn't drive home.
Mm.
Utah is a 6 hour drive.
Yeah.
It's right past Vegas. Texas, I'm
Yeah,
stuck, bro.
that's a
I'm
minute. Yeah.
stuck. Yeah, I'm stuck. So it was like, if I don't like it, I gotta figure it out.
Right.
And I went through a phase where I just wasn't having a good time, but like when I got out of that, I kind of was like, man, nothing can break me. And when I got home after the season, after all the stuff I went through, like in Texas, it was kind of like, man, like what did I get out of that? I know y'all
Yeah.
can't stop me. That's what is something I know for a fact. So I came back like, man, I'm good.
So, what was one of the most challenging things for you when you were playing in
In
Texas?
Texas, man, oh no, I would say like at least in Utah, it was still a little bit of a West Coast vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Texas was completely different, dog.
Yeah.
Like the way y'all talk, what y'all wear, how you move, what time you going out, what time you go to dinner. It was
Mm-hmm.
2 hours ahead. So I got practice at
Mm.
6 a.m. I can't play Call of Duty all night with y'all, and
Yeah.
it's early over here. So it was just like I think the hardest part was the disconnect with my peoples, and then just being alone. I've never been alone before.
Yeah.
There was nobody from Cali. There was nobody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I literally would go to practice and go to my room. Like I didn't have no friends. That was my first time being a real loner. But
Yeah.
I just knew I came there for one thing. So it's like I don't want to be y'all friends. Like
Right.
I want to be somebody that won a basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think just being comfortable in my own skin and
Yeah.
being able to express myself when I really need to, because I didn't have nobody there to talk for
Mm-hmm.
me. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
If
Yeah.
if you're around all your friends and stuff, they're gonna be like, "Hey man, you need to go up there and tell them." Da, 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 da. But it was more like everybody's just texting me. So for me, it was just being able to be my own man and really being independent. That was probably the hardest part, or
Yeah.
the part that I feel like I worked on the most.
Sounds like a lot of sacrifice that you had to make, bro.
Dog, we don't even talk about sacrifices, bro. That's like I tell people all the time. They're like, I don't know, like why do you go so hard? It's like, bro, I lost my whole childhood for this.
Mm-hmm.
Like while y'all was going to Six Flags, Raging Waters, and all that, like me and the homies were hooping.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
so, I missed a lot of dances. I missed a lot of birthday parties. Nah, bro, I'm gonna be in San Diego. I got a tournament. So that sacrifice, the word sacrifice, I'm probably gonna get it tatted, bro. Like I tell the homies every day when we work out, I'm like, if we don't get rich off this, like I'm gonna be mad.
Right.
I'm
Because
gonna
of
be mad.
all the work you put, like that. That's what I've been trying to understand, bro. Because I've been up. Well, I was up to like 1 a.m. working on everything for the interview, and I was like, I kind of want to understand how did we get here? How did Frank Staine become Frank Staine? Like, how did you become this person,
Trials and tribulations,
bro? Where
bro.
where you sacrificed, like you said, you sacrificed your whole childhood, bro. You went away from family, like you're by yourself. There are
Yeah,
times, like even like during the pandemic when you got COVID and you couldn't play, like
dog,
that was like fight.
that
You
hurt,
had to fight through something.
hurt.
How did you like? Where was this built? Like, where did you build this Frank at?
My mom, bro,
Mm,
Marion Howell.
yeah,
I got her handwriting tatted on my chest. And every day I wake up in the morning, sometimes it's hers and then my grandma's. And I'll just look at my chest like they could do it. My mom had breast cancer
yeah. Wow,
when I was 4, right? When I got introduced to basketball.
wow.
So, and she said she only pushed through because she wanted to see me thrive. Like, you
Right,
know what I mean? So I'm like, dog, she pushed through breast cancer. I can get on the train.
right. What
Like I
can't you?
can go to
Yeah,
Texas. I could do, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
if she could do that and she's still, if y'all ever see my mom, bro, y'all know she's older, but you can't even tell her age. Like she's living well, she eats well, she eats like a rabbit, dog. I always be telling her like, what is all this green stuff everywhere? Like this morning she had green juice like this big,
Yeah.
just stacked up. So my mom's strength and my
Keep that
brother,
immune system
yeah, my
strong.
mom and my brother, man. My brother's a dog too. Um, he he literally had 2 paramedic jobs at the same time.
Wow.
So, and those are only 12-hour shifts. You only get 12-hour shifts.
Yeah.
So he used to come home sometimes from his first shift and change his jacket. Like, oh, I got another
Just a,
shift. He's doing 24 hours in a row.
whew. Yeah.
But being a paramedic, he's not sitting behind a desk. He's saving people's lives for
Right.
24 hours straight.
Wow.
So I can get on this train. I can go to Texas. I could drive to Utah.
Not now I get it. You were in an incubator for success.
I'm literally standing.
That's what it
Every
was.
day I come home
Your
to
environment. See,
I
that's
come
what.
home to 2 workers, and me and my mom were literally talking about it yesterday. Like people have so much respect for us because of the way we move. Like I don't have to tell you I'm working. Like you
Mm-hmm.
know what's going on. So my brother and my mom, I see the way they put their head down, and for me, it's like they're doing it for their living. I do it because I love basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I get paid to do this. I'm going to school for free to do this. So why like they're doing that to pay the bills? I'm doing this to say post something on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's just different meanings to the type of work that's done around my house. So I just was never scared of the work. They always tell me like just work and everything else will follow.
Right. Yeah, and I feel like that's what people miss a lot. Like
They miss that part a lot.
really to me, your environment determines who you are. And
Yeah,
this is an example of it.
bro.
Your mom and your bro like working like crazy.
Bro, I've been doing my own laundry since elementary school and I've been cooking for myself since elementary school because they were both at work.
Mm.
Like my homie's mom is bringing me home
Had no choice.
and I'm gonna be here by myself until 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So if I don't want to lose weight, I better figure something out.
Right.
And if I want my clothes to be washed for this game
Yeah.
this weekend, I need to figure something out. So it's just always it's never been no babying with me. You know what I mean? It's like if that's what you said you wanted to do, like go do it. And we have a no excuse mentality, so
Yeah.
it just comes along with it.
It's crazy, bro. And it shows in you're playing, bro. Like when you play ball, bro, it shows. Got a clean
Appreciate that.
jumper, bro. You a
Appreciate that.
strong guard, good defensively. I've watched you, bro. So I've seen
And
it.
all that didn't happen.
No,
You know what I mean? Like if you know me, my feet used to be slow. Like
man.
I used to have some issues, dog. Like I couldn't jump and all type of stuff. So I'll come home from after being on the train and all that, come home and hop
Yeah,
1,000 jump ropes every day and like just do small stuff. Like I used to brush my teeth with my left hand just so my legs could be, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like I've done stuff. I can't even eat a chicken wing with my right hand. Like I won't even get
yeah,
the same amount of, you know what I'm saying, work with the left.
yeah.
It's just like there's so many
But you
things in
built that. Yeah.
there's so many things in my life that I've worked on for basketball that I don't even realize no more.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
It's just become a part of you. It's a
It's
part
me.
of who you are.
You'll
Like you
never,
are basketball.
bro.
Yeah.
You'll never see me eating a chip with my right hand.
It's crazy.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like it'll be weird. It's wild.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
It's all development, dude. I
Man.
came along. My process has always been like this:
Mm-hmm.
slow and steady, slow and steady.
But that wins the race. Consistency.
You feel me? So it's like when I was young, all the other homies is going to camps and getting ranked, and you got a hoop mixtape and all that. And I was just in the back, like, man, I made the right pass today.
See?
Like,
And that's what I like. I do a couple motivational videos too, and I use a lot of analogies from like agricultural terms and stuff like that. And I was telling people if you plant a seed and you consistently water it, it's not going to bloom and have fresh fruit overnight. It takes years.
ooh,
You have to consistently water
that's
it.
the part.
You have to water the seed to get a harvest. But people want a
They
harvest
pulling up,
without watering the
you pulling
seed.
up with one of these, bro. Like that's it's not enough water. You know what I mean?
It's not, bro.
And
It's man.
and
Yeah.
I watered my plants, but it was like a little bit. I whatever water I had that day, you know what I mean. I'll just
Mm-hmm.
throw it on there. But
Yeah.
it was always enough. It was always enough to see a
Right.
new leaf. If I could see one more new leaf, cool. Like we could just keep going. And that's what I was telling you on the phone the other day. Like when you start feeling that it's realistic, that's when it starts getting fun. Like when I got to SFA and realized that I could compete with athletes, like real dudes, like I had homies from Chicago, Indiana,
Yeah.
Florida, like real. I'm like, oh man, these dudes is big, dog.
Crazy.
And once I got out certain fires, I'm like, bro, like, you think I'm scared of the Drew League, dog? Like
Right.
I was having football practice every day a few months ago. I ain't
Like
scared.
sign me up for that.
Yeah, like come on.
Yeah.
For
And speaking
sure.
of Drew League, let's talk about that a little bit, bro. Because so right now you're playing in the Drew League, Summer Drew League in LA,
Mm-hmm.
and you were named player of the game. I don't remember which game it
It was my
was.
first game.
Yeah.
First game I
So the
ever
first
played.
game you played in
First
Drew
game I
League.
ever played in the Drew.
Yeah, you that's crazy. That's crazy, bro, to think about that. You set
19.
the bar on that, bro.
I was like,
Was
man,
that
that
June 1st?
yeah,
Okay, yeah, because that's the stat I have right now.
yeah.
On June 1st, you scored 19 points. You had 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Then on June 16th, you had 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. Like, it's crazy, bro. The stats, like, it's not like, this is not mediocrity. This is greatness, bro. Like, I'm not even trying to, like,
Yeah, no,
just
yeah.
gas it, just to gas it. Like, this
I
is
appreciate it.
real, bro. Like, and you're consistently doing it, bro. You're
Yeah, I appreciate it.
consistently doing it.
Yeah, man. Shout out Team Redemption. Shout out Keys, man. I came home and was at an open gym, and I ain't really had a trainer because the funds ain't right yet. So
Right.
I'm not trying to pay somebody to teach me how to play basketball right now. Like I just need some reps. And shout out my boy Keys. He seen me at the gym one time, connected with him from high school, but I just never really worked out with him. And then he just told me to come to the workout one day. Then a few weeks later, he like, we got a game this Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm like, we like word. Then
Yeah.
we get to the game and I start. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Then at the end of the game, I'm like, bro, I had 19. And from there, it just my confidence
It's
shot.
like you don't even feel it. You
Dog, my
just
confidence shot from there, bro. I've been in the gym like crazy since then. Like me and my boy,
hmm
shout out Juice. I work out at 10:30 every day, but me and my boy Juice been at the gym like 3 days a week at like 11
right.
midnight.
But that's how you get
Not
them extra reps and you really lock it
that
down, bro.
those are the real reps. Those are the ones that like separate you right
See if you
there.
really want it.
Yeah.
How bad do you really want it? Your legs getting weak, you tired, you
Everybody be, oh, let me know when you working out, man. All right, bet. Come on, like 11 o'clock. I'll send you the Addy. Come on. Oh, no, I got something to
next
do.
time, bro.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
got you. I
okay.
got
All
you.
right. And then they be like, oh, why you invite me anymore? Come on, man. You're not serious. But we know the ones who are serious,
Right.
and I've been earning a lot of respect in the Drew. So that's been really cool for me. On some LA stuff, like
Yeah.
just being back in the city and getting head nods in the hoop community. That's really big for
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to go back to your mom real quick. I didn't mean to brush over
No, for
that.
sure.
You posted something about your mom on March 16th. I saw on your Instagram.
Yeah.
It was a picture with you and your mom, and you had your jersey on from SFA. And the caption was, as a kid, I just wanted to be good enough to have my last name on my jersey because I'd never seen it before. With the power of God and the guidance of my village, a lot would say I did all right for a young Frank. The first picture includes the leader of that village, and the only reason I made it this far. Thank you, SFA, but the real work starts now. What were you thinking in that moment when you were making that post, and like what were you trying to tell everybody right
Man,
there?
that type of stuff be making me emotional, dog, because it's just
Yeah.
like, I've always felt like I was kind of chosen. Like I got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I wasn't even born in America. I was born in Belize.
Oh right, yeah.
First of all, I'm not even supposed to be in the country.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even supposed to be 6'6". I'm not supposed to do a lot of things. So it was an emotional time because that was the end of my college career.
Mm-hmm.
That was like a few days after my last game,
Right.
and I kind of just wanted to break it down and just say thank you to everybody, but let everybody know like this is because of my mom. Like, don't get it confused. When I had bad times or whenever I had a bad game, like I'm
Right.
crying in my mom's shoulders, like every time. She's there every time. Or
Right.
even if she couldn't watch the game, she'll rewatch my games.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be like, oh, like I'll be already at home, and she's like, that's a crazy play you made in the second half. Like
Yeah.
she's gonna watch the whole thing from front to back, and she's gonna watch the interviews after everything. So
That's real love, man.
her support has always been like my rock. It's been my backpack. Like I know if I
Yeah.
don't have nothing in my bag, like I know I got my mom coming to the game. Like
Yeah.
nobody has to show up for the rest of my career. Nobody has to watch me play ever, as long as my mom can come sometime.
Exactly, bro.
So just being and the sacrifices she made, bro.
Mm-hmm.
She used to drive me to AAU tournaments every weekend for years straight, from elementary all the way through high school until I could drive. So it's just like she sacrificed just as much as me.
Right.
She never had a weekend with her homegirl. She could never go to the movies when she wanted to. She had to take me to practice. But
Man.
she knew how serious I was about it. So she knew that like I had the passion. I just needed somebody to follow behind me and kind
Mm-hmm.
of help me make it happen. So now like she loves the fact that I'm independent and like my dreams are coming true.
Right.
And I can't do nothing but thank her and God.
Right. Yeah. That's real love, bro. I love to see that. And like you
For
have that
sure.
support system. That's the way that you get it done, bro.
For
That's the way that you
sure.
get it done, bro. Because you have some people that they say they're gonna be there, but
Oh
when you're
yeah.
successful, then
Yeah.
they come.
Oh yeah. Oh
I mean,
yeah.
but you gotta put those people in the right category. They're not.
See, my mom coming to all the summer league games that
Mm-hmm.
aren't popping. We at the real run. My mom is there every weekend. So like times like these now, she be peeping all y'all coming to the games now. She like, oh, like everybody want to come to the Drew League now, huh? You know? So she always wants genuine energy around me, and she's super proud of where I am right now.
Right. Yeah. Cool. So that must mean you are successful with the ladies. Then how was that? How was that department going on, bro?
Oh man, I wouldn't
Because
just
because that was just like the last time we had talked about
yeah.
that personally over the phone. So I was wondering what was happening to Mrs. Staine, or what was going on with that.
Man, successful with the ladies. I would never describe myself as that. But man, I've only had one girlfriend, and it was a cool little situation. It didn't work out. But right now, man, I've been chilling. I've been in the gym. You know
You
what I
been
mean?
locked in, bro. You ain't got time for
You
that. You
feel
ain't.
me? It's like obviously I'm not okay. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I just be at the house. Like obviously I pop out on the weekends,
Mm-hmm.
have fun with my friends and all that. Beautiful women everywhere in LA. Like I was at Dockweiler on Juneteenth the other day.
Yeah.
Like just chocolate everywhere. You feel me? So it's just like I love being around my peoples and around women, but right now, and especially I'm about to go overseas, bro. So it's just like if you're trying to lock in right now, you're gonna have to be really locked. Like you're gonna
Yeah.
have to be locked in.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just try to let things happen organically. If some stuff happens and I run into a situation, I'm not gonna push it away. I'm at the point in life where like I can start accepting certain things. But I know when I was younger, I definitely was like, no. Like I like you
Yeah.
too much. Like go that way. Like I've seen too
Mm-hmm.
many careers get derailed from that. So I've always been kind of skeptical about women, but um definitely never been afraid of them. Like
Mm-hmm.
like obviously I could have some fun, but other than that, I'm in the gym.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I feel that, bro. But like, so is it that you just so locked in, or the right person
Man, these
hasn't?
women is grimy out here. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm not the podcast dude.
Because bro, like you a ball
Yeah,
player. I mean, everybody has that
you know how
perception
it
that
goes.
when
Yeah.
you play ball, you tall, you this, you whatever, you got it like that. So I'm trying to figure out like what is really stop. Like, is it just you really trying to be locked in?
I'll tell you everything that's going on. So so first of all, like you said, like I'm a ball player, so I see what's going on. So I personally have seen way too much crazy stuff.
Oh yeah. So you already know not to. Yeah.
That's where I'm starting it off with. Me and my homies have, isn't that oh like haven't they been together for 5
Mm-hmm.
years? Like why she here? You know what I mean? So I've been
Really
super
like that?
what? What? Like no crazy stuff.
That's not surprising though.
I know
That's
you watching this, but like my homies are the ones that we find out who is not doing right. You know what I'm saying? My homies are the ones that
so
find
you the
out.
undercover.
So
Yeah.
I'm hearing these stories like,
So you the
oh,
police for the homies then. Okay.
nah, I just hear the stories, dog. Like
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my
And
goodness,
you're like, I don't want that. I
I
don't
don't want
want.
none of that. And it's like the apple can't fall far from the tree. So if she's like that, I'm not gonna assume that her other four friends are great.
Right.
Or like if you hang out with a group of five girls and three of them are on this type of timing, I'm supposed to assume that you're not.
Yeah.
So that's really been my fear, like of kind of jumping into something, especially without doing research. LA is small, bro. It's big, but it's small. There's like there's a category of folks that like everybody knows each other in that
What type of
region.
research you doing? You looking up social
I ain't
security
doing no research.
numbers?
That's what I'm saying. It's coming to me. It's all this information is volunteer. I don't be in nobody's business. Like
Okay.
everybody knows, I'm a professional
Right.
business minder.
You stay to yourself.
I'm a
Yeah.
professional business minder. I don't snoop around.
No, I don't.
But
Yeah.
when the
No.
homie FaceTimes me and tells me a story,
I'm
I'm
a
gonna I'm
listen.
gonna
I'm
remember
a
it.
I'm a listen.
I'm gonna
I'll
because
give
we know
advice.
you talking about her. We know her, so I'm cool off all those. And then I'm scared. Like my mom is dope, so I can't just bring anything to my mom.
Mm-hmm.
That's like 60% of the equation.
Right.
Like, what is mom?
There's
Not on some mama's boy stuff, but
there's a
like on
standard
some
though.
representation of myself and my family. Like, you gotta have your stuff together because
Mm-hmm.
like we all gonna have questions for you.
Right.
And I feel the same, but that's why I work on myself so much. And I know I'm not perfect, so I've been single for a while because I know I had to work on a lot of things.
Right.
So it was just like, let me hoop, let me read my Bible and try to mellow
Amen to
things.
that,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Let me
Yeah. You
let me try to
gotta.
mellow things out. When I was in Texas, shout out Pastor Whitaker. We all had Bibles. I had it right by my bed. So it was just like just being me, like, are you gonna like Frank without basketball? That was always my question. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I enjoy meeting people that don't have a clue who I am. Just to see um if my personality hits just as hard.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, shout out all the pretty ladies in Los Angeles, man. Don't be taking all this out of context. I already know what's going on. Yeah,
Yeah,
big single, man, big single.
I understand that, bro, and I really admire that because a lot of people like they just be getting into stuff just to get into it,
Yeah, nah,
just because they want, just to say they got somebody by their sides. But
I can't
you
do that.
actually have true standards, you have ambition, and you're actually going after what you want,
I'm
bro.
picky. Another thing is, bro, I'm picky. I'm
I'm
picky.
actually
Like,
picky too.
dog,
That's
I'm
yeah,
like
I'm picky too. Yeah.
so much stuff. I would never say it because I feel like that's a feminine term, but like if you don't have shoelace game, like if you got some nice shoes on and you know how to lace them, like that'll make me mad. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like, or one time I was playing Michael Jackson in the car and this girl didn't know the words. I'm like, oh man, like
Ah, don't know
you
Mike.
you don't know Mike. That's a deep
Mm,
that's a big problem. That's a
mm.
and it was PYT.
Ah, yeah.
You don't know
No,
PYT?
nah. You gotta know that. That's a classic, man. That's a staple. That's
Come on. So that type of stuff, I just went and I'm really good at cutting people off. So if you did something I don't
oh man.
like I could literally never talk to you again and be fine.
Yeah.
So that's a really big problem I gotta work on
But
too. Which is a good thing most of the time.
I think it could be good. It depends how you go about it, bro. Because
My mom low key be telling me like, hey, like you gotta give like more than a week. Like
I
sometimes.
understand the need to detach from people. Because if you're growing and they're not at the level that you want to
Exactly.
be at, not that they're lower than you or they're
They
not good like you. I'm not saying that, but they're going in that direction and you're going here. So you got to detach from that.
literally. So
I understand, bro.
it's been a lot of
It's not.
detachment in my life just to
Yeah.
get to where I am in basketball. Like I've had to cut family members off.
Yeah.
You
I,
dig?
I know that, bro.
You
No,
dig? So it's
I
like
know that. Yeah.
if I could do that, I could definitely cut you off, baby. I've only known you for 2 weeks. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Don't play with Frank, man.
yeah, nah. You
You
know,
get cut, man.
I'm
You won't make it. You won't
nah,
make the team.
man.
You cut it. Yeah, yeah, bro. That's
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 bad.
crazy, bro. Okay, so let's wrap it up with this. You are going to Europe after you finish playing in the Drew League right now.
Hmm.
How did that come about? How do you feel about that? What's that process looking like for you? First of all, congrats on that. That's
Thank you, bro.
big. Playing in a whole different country.
Yeah,
Talk to me
man.
about that a little bit.
It's kind of been my last little check off the checklist, like that in the NBA, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of surreal every day to think about it or even say out loud, like I'm a pro. Cause usually when you growing up, that's like something you say after you make a nice move or something, or you
Right.
have a nice game. Like, yeah, I'm a pro.
Yeah.
But it's like I can really say that with my chest now, and that really brings out the inner child in me. When it comes to those times when I was looking at Kobe and all the times I see my bros come back from overseas and they got money and new cars and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really big deal for me. Just being able to have the opportunity to live my
Right.
dream.
Yeah.
And obviously, I signed with an agency. Shout out my agent, Carlos Afonso and Team Presiona. But right now, I'm not signed to a team yet, but I'm definitely trying to be in Europe. So
Yeah.
we're looking, if y'all need a 3-and-D wing, man, tap in with me. But
You gonna be there, bro. I
yeah,
believe it. Please go so I could just fly down there
I'm
and
not,
check
yeah,
out.
everybody get y'all passports ready.
Man, mine been ready,
Because if you
so
want to see me, it's not going to be in LA for a while, man.
yeah, that's crazy, bro. We are proud of you and everything that you do, bro. The success and the fact that number one, you are consistent day in and day out, good days or bad days. Like that's a beautiful thing,
And I
bro.
worked out before I came here.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like I was like, I don't know if you're gonna have the energy to talk to me or
Yeah, no,
do
I
any
took a
of
nap.
that, bro.
I
But
took a nap.
oh yeah, you had to. Yeah,
Yeah, for
yeah, that's
sure.
crazy, bro.
Locked in.
But yeah, man, Frank Staine on Sharp and Sharper, bro. This is the sharpest podcast on the planet. Also, the podcast that'll elevate your life. I'll see y'all in the next one. So I'm sure there's been challenges along the way. What are some of the challenges that you guys have had to overcome? Because I know life is not without challenges.
Well, I mean, one of the challenges, I mean, there are many, is just the learning curve. I mean, coming from a different type of creative background,
Right.
this is a whole new vocabulary and a whole new language and a whole new way of thinking, you know, business wise. It's just like things I never even thought about before, I'm thinking about now.